Hello, I'm John Wariner. I was inspired into engineering when I saw the red arrows as a young boy. I went on, I got a degree in electronics, and I commissioned into the Royal Air Force as an engineer. I was lucky enough to serve all over the world, did some amazing jobs, and worked with some incredible people. I specialised in cyber and digital. I left the Royal Air Force just over a year ago after I'd acquired an awful lot of gold braid on my hat. And as I said, just over a year ago, I joined CGI as a consulting director. And there we are in CGI. What an amazing company. And actually, when I think about it, when I was looking at what you wanted to hear, what are the values of this firm that I really align with? Well, you've got 6 values, but I won't go through them all. One that I really get is sharing and entrepreneurship, where there's a real culture of wanting to share with each other. And if you find a business idea, you can take that idea and you can go with that idea. So you can be as innovative as you like. It's a real family business and wants to work together as a genuine team of people. So turning to women in engineering, where's my advice coming from now? And I would say what's most important is do what intrigues you. Do something where you have an enduring passion. Because when stuff gets hard, you need the courage to fight through it. And if you motivate yourself around your salary, then you won't enjoy it at all. But if you're doing something you really enjoy, you're doing something that intrigues you, then you've got energy to keep going. And then if you understand the why you're doing it, I would have said, try to do something that makes a difference. Try to understand why you're doing something. You think about engineering overall, and it changes the lives of millions for the better. Research, learn from the past, and look at the inspiring role models that have come before us, and see where you can make your legacy for the future. One question we wanted to ask was, so where have I found the best support over my career? And yes, you'll find it from peers and colleagues and bosses, but overall it's been from my mentors. And I've acquired them over a very long period of time. Sometimes they're old bosses, they're very much close friends, and half the time they don't even know they're my mentor. But they'll ask me questions, they'll make me think, they'll never give me advice. But if they make me think, then I'll find something that's right for me. And that'll end up giving us a much better outcome overall. I think about recruitment, and you asked for a moment on cybersecurity, and my reflection would be diversity and inclusivity is absolutely critical for cybersecurity. It's not about being a deep techie, and there is a really important role for the deep techies in the world of cybersecurity, but it's also about the massive amount of lateral thinking that needs to be done. If you think like the adversary, they're trying to outthink you. And I once was challenged by someone by almost scoffing, suggesting that why would we want a classic scholar in this business? And I was so wrong. I eventually met that classic scholar, and she was a thorough inspiration to me. She thought of things in a very different way. So it's all about diversity. When you're preparing for your interview, I would have said research, research, research. Ask the question. So who's going to be interviewing? Have you had a quick look on LinkedIn? Have you done a quick Google search on their names to try to see what their own online CV is? So you can walk into that interview with a bit of confidence that you know who's on the other side of the desk. Equally, you've researched the company. At least go on the website. You might not be able to read the annual report. They're quite difficult to decipher. But is there any fake news out there about the company? That'll give you a sort of a hook to ask questions around as well. Watch your body language as well. Do a bit of practicing of your answers to the basic questions, and do it in a mirror so you understand what that looks like, or ask a really trusted friend to look at the way you approach it. 93% of what is communication is non-verbal communication. Remember that. So a couple of good questions to ask in an interview, and always avoid the questions like when will I know or how much is the salary, because you should know those things anyway. They'll come. But why not think about asking questions like, if you had your time again, what would you have explored differently? Or perhaps another one could be, what is it about this company that really keeps you motivated? So, and then as a close down, a final reflection about the pandemic. And if we don't find a vaccine, could carry on for quite some time. So we're going to be working differently, living differently, loving differently. It's all going to be very different. So there'll be less money around. So it's absolutely innovation at the forefront, finding better ways. So it all comes down to that engineering in the end. Engineers have created some incredible opportunities over the centuries. So my bottom line would be, and it's really simple, don't look for a job. Look to solve a problem, and good luck.